Zia murder suspect Muzaffar Hussain to be accused in ICT case, says prosecution source. Hajj package for next year announced with reduced airfare. Tense situation prevails in Delhi as Cockroach Janata Party announces its non-stop movement. Now the details, you are with me, Moushmi Shanta. Former army officer Muzaffar Hussain, arrested 45 years after the assassination of former President Ziaur Rahman, is said to be named as an accused in a case of International Crimes Tribunal. Tribunal sources said an application has been submitted seeking to show him as arrested in the case. A hearing on the matter is scheduled to take place on Tuesday. However, Muzaffar was arrested following information obtained from conversation involving another former army officer. After his arrest, investigators took him to the site where Ziaur Rahman was assassinated. Earlier, Home Minister said Muzaffar will face trial under military law in connection with the Zia assassination case. However, prosecutors stated that have completed preparation to prosecute the accused in a separate case. Law Minister Mohammad Asaduzzaman has said approximately 45 lakh cases are currently unreached. The minister came up with the statement while speaking at the inauguration of mandatory pre-litigation mediation programs in the 10 districts at his office on Tuesday. The minister said government maintains the zero-tolerance policy in providing legal assistance to the public. He also stated that cases involving violence against women and children will not be withdrawn on political grounds. The minister expressed hope that mandatory mediation would help reduce the country's growing case backlog. Election Commission EC is set to recommend amendments to several provisions of life law, along with revisions to the Electoral Code of Conduct in preparation for upcoming local government election. The EC held a meeting on Tuesday at its headquarters in Agarga, Dhaka, to finalize draft recommendation on legal and code of conduct reforms. The proposed amendments include the addition and removal of various provisions aimed at ensuring smoother and more transparent local government elections. The finalized recommendation will be submitted to the government. The government has announced the Hajj package for 2027, bringing welcome relief for pilgrims with a significant reduction in airfare. Speaking at the Secretary Religious Affairs Minister Qazi Shah Mufazzal Hussain Kaikobad said the airfare has been cut for Taka 1,54,000 to Taka 1,30,000. However, under the government management, package 1 has been fixed at Taka 6,15,265, while package 2 will cost Taka 5,05,648 and package 3 4,13,920. The minister, however, cautioned that the Hajj expenses could increase further in the future depending on changing circumstances. Subject to the sighting of the moon, Hajj flights are scheduled to begin on April 8, while the annual pilgrimage is expected to take place on May 15. A Today program has been launched at Milestone School and College in Dhaka's Diabari Uttara to commemorate those killed and express solidarity with those injured and the Bangladesh Air Force fighter jet crash on the campus. As part of the program, the accident site has been opened to the public on Tuesday morning. Special prayers were held for the deceased teachers and students. Photographs of the victims, classmates, tributes and messages of remembrance were also displayed across the campus. Classmates share emotional memories of the friends and loved ones they lost in the tragedy. A memorial service organized by the school's branch is scheduled for the afternoon, with the families of the victims and guardians expected to attend. In observance of the anniversary of the crash, all 16 branches of the school and college, including the Uttara campus, have remained closed today. Students of Rajshahi University have blocked railway tracks in protest after a fellow student was allegedly assaulted by a train ticket examiner (TT) for objecting to bribery. The blockade, which began in the morning, has disrupted train services. The protesting students have announced a 4-point demand, including legal action against the accused TT. According to the victim, student Furkan Uddin, the incident occurred while the TT was checking tickets on a train. He alleged that 2 passengers seated in front of him were allowed to continue after paying money without their tickets being checked. While he protested the alleged bribery, another TT attacked him from the behind. The university proctor, Professor Mahbubur Rahman, said the university authorities have already contacted the railway authorities. India's Cockroach Janata Party says it will continue its nationwide protest demanding education reforms. The announcement came after clashes between protesters and police in New Delhi. Party founder Abhijit Deepke accused police of using excessive force against protesters during the demonstration. Delhi police says officers acted to maintain law and order after violence broke out. Police also say several people were detained for stone pelting during the clashes. Security forces used batons and tear gas to disperse protesters, demanding changes to India's education system. At least 8 people have been killed after a tunnel collapsed in India's Sikkim state. The collapse took place at the entrance of the tunnel in Namchim, where a landslide trapped more than 20 workers. Rescue teams have recovered 8 bodies, while efforts continue to find those still missing. Official believes a methane gas explosion may have caused the collapse. Rescue operations are being carried out by the National Disaster Response Force, SDRF, police, firefighters and the other emergency workers. Authorities says gas inside the tunnel and the blockade entrance are making the rescue operations difficult. The United States and Iran have exchanged fresh attacks as their latest conflict enters its 10th day. Bahrain, Kuwait and Jordan said their air defense system intercepted several Iranian missiles and drones. U.S. Central Command says it's launched new strikes on Iranian military targets to protect commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Despite the fighting, diplomatic efforts continue. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that door talks remains open. Iran also says it has received mediation proposals but warns it will continue military action if attacks continue. Tehran has warned of serious consequences if the United States launches a ground operation. The United States has announced a new tariffs up of to 50% on a wide range of Canadian goods. The White House says the move is aimed at protecting American business and industries. The new tariffs will take effect within the next 30 days. President Donald Trump says Canada has treated the United States unfairly for years, especially in imports of goods, dairy products and alcohol. The new tariffs will apply to products including wine, hockey sticks, commercial cement and other consumer and industrial goods. They will also cover products traded under the US-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement. At least 7 people have been killed and 5 others injured after a passenger bus caught fire in the southern Vietnam. The accident happened early Tuesday while the bus was traveling to Ho Chi Minh City. The 24-seat bus was on its way from Lam Dong province when it suddenly caught fire. The flames spread quickly, trapping several passengers inside. At least 7 people died at the scene. Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security says the injured were rescued and taken to the nearby hospitals for treatment. The ministry added that the concerned authorities are also investigating the cause of the fire.